All right. Good morning, disgruntled. Feeling pretty damn good. Oscar freaking crushed it, dude. The first 20 laps of that race was amazing to watch. It was like the best racing we've seen in like a long time. The entire race was pretty good. Like there's action happening all up and down the grid. All right. Brew update? Is it brew upgrade or update? Oh. Yeah. Fucking the safety car, the meme with George Russell as Woody does nothing, gets P3, cracks me up every time. Every single P3 has been just George being at the right place at the right time and nothing else. George is marinating the entire grid for real. All right, let's see here. We've got some upgrades coming in. Let's see here. Why did we get OPAM? Weird. Okay, let's T-Mux into you. Cool, that left us off at where we left off. I think Justine used my desk while I was gone because my keyboard's all screwed up. Yeah, I tend to agree. Every once in a while, a safety car can be good in making some excitement, but generally, I agree. All right. Let's see here. Where did we leave off? I've been catching up on the development on this in YouTube. I missed the early stages. Oh yeah, we started it like a couple months ago, and then I had to switch back to doing some R10 stuff, and then my conference talks, obviously. But yeah, I forget. I can't remember where we left off last week because the AT&T guy showed up, and then my internet went down, and then I was away for the weekend. I remember feeling like I was conflicted and felt like I had to rethink something, but I can't remember if that's true. So if we go to budget sync here, this looks like a good starting point, huh? All right, so we create an expense. This looks good. Paying name, SWID. That sounds good. Is this my to-do here? Oh, I know one thing I have to do. Where's my work laptop? I made some changes. I fixed one of my Neovin plugins. Auto chat. All right. Let me get this change pushed. Okay, so it is pushed. Which means we should see on GitHub. Let's go here, GitHub. Yeah, it's fine. No, star. All right, we want to copy these. What's interesting is something's filtering out my 2/ when I search for it. It must be in like my git ignore or something. Yeah, right here, we want these. And then those go to key maps under here. Oh wait, do I have those in here? Did I already get these copied over correctly? Notify info. That's correct. Did I already copy these over? Huh, I must have. Okay, never mind. I already did this. Look at me go. Oh, the double standards of F1 fans is insane. Some F1 fans are intolerable. What up, Green? All right, so we create the transaction. All right, what are we doing here? Ah, we have to persist it. Look at that. Got herself a nice little to-do list here. YNAB transitions, that looks good. So from there, persisted. Yeah. So let's get rid of that. And here, we are going to do const underscore equals. Do we have db in state? Is that a thing? Yeah, it is. Yield star. db dot. Oh, we don't have this created yet. All right, so that's why we were probably in the electro db. In here, we want to go into. We're going to add a split or a YNAB namespace, and we're going to do create transaction. And this is going to take a, what is this going to take? Splitwise expense entity. Where did that come from? Dot new. Ah. So probably want to do the same thing with a YNAB transaction. There we go. So do that. Play feed the machine by comments. So this will take the same thing. This will be transaction, and it'll be YNAB transaction entity.new, and it's going to return an effect that will, what do we return up there? Yoink. ElectroDB error. Something like that. And then we'll come down here and we'll write that. We can basically copy this. Put that there. That becomes YNAB transaction. YNAB transaction entity, same thing there. Let's toggle diagnostics for a quick second. This is going to become YNAB transaction create. That's not lock notification either. This is create splitwise expense. And let's get rid of these for a second. And this becomes YNAB create YNAB transaction. Crazy how you can just turn on stream, put on music, and just lock in immediately. I don't know, it just happens. Built different. That makes sense. All right, so this is working. This song slaps. All right, what does this, we can rename this. What do you have on you? Transaction dot. What will help for debugging here? YNAB dot transaction dot should have an ID. We'll do transaction dot ID. Probably want budget ID. And then we'll do, I don't think account ID is that important, but I do want to I want to capture payee ID. Whoa, what the fuck just happened there? There we go. And here we'll replace payee with category ID. There we go. Yo, the effects, yeah, effect4 is gonna be sick. So then we do YNAB, and then we can do create transaction, which will be create YNAB transaction. Yeah, look at that, chat. All right, so then we can go back to budget sync here. And this becomes able to dot create transaction. And here it needs, we'll start with budget sync account ID, which will be budget sync account.id. Budget ID is going to be transaction dot budget. Oh, we don't have the budget ID. So YNAB budget ID. We need amount, which that should have amount on it. Oh yeah, that's in milliunits. Transaction ID, transaction.id. Type, I think we can get that off the expense. Where do we get that at? This is going to be off here. Oh, bro, I don't know where to get the account name. Okay, I guess it's right there. Nice. We could write a schema to transform this. The YOLO. Transaction dot it feels like a mistake to put the category name and the account name on here because they could change. They're ephemeral. It seems like we should fetch those. Yeah, I'm gonna go fix that model because I don't think we should have those, now that I think about it, on the database entity. Yeah, let's get rid of payee name, category name, account name. All right, we can get rid of you, get rid of you. We'll fix that too. What else do we need? All right, so that's our YNAB transaction. We'll say this is a persisted YNAB transaction. Man, it's mad. It was in your streams that effect really clicked for me. Now it's in everything. Let's go. Yeah, effect is really starting to pay off at work in the past couple weeks. I've got like the foundations of everything for our new systems in, and now it's just like it's so nice now that it's in. Like tracing, logging, uh, type gen clients, private RPC servers, like end-to-end tests that work, integration tests that go against real infra. Like, yeah, I've spent the past couple months like getting our code base at work at a really, really nice place with working with Effect, and now it's there, and it's just like such a wildly different experience authoring code in our like API services. All right, what do we do with this thing? That is done. Let's see here. We want to go, do we have a function for updating? That's annoying that I can't collapse that. Okay. Get budget. We want to create Good God. Excuse me. A nicely structured effect codebase is the type of codebase to make you excited to write code. Facts. Oh my God. Allergies. I go from having a cold to having allergies. Can't win. Sync transaction. All right. I'm gonna go blow my nose quick, chat. No, I'm not planning on any knuckle tattoos. I have basically hard cuts on my wrists. I don't know if you can see, but both of these have a hard stop like a half inch above where my wrist is, so they can be covered if I need them covered. It's funny, a lot of people have no idea I have tattoos, and then they're super surprised when they see that I have like full sleeves. All right, so this is going to, well, we probably want to go back into here, and we can copy what we did with these. Link you over here, down here. Okay, we have that actually. So this is going to take a synced transaction which will be a synced transaction entity dot new, and we'll return the same thing. And this will be an ElectroDB error. And then let's go implement this. And we can basically copy this because it's going to be like the same exact thing. The heck? Change to T. There we go. And this becomes synced. And this becomes synced. Yep. And this thing has, what does this have on it? All right, that's what we have on there. You can basically do that. We don't have the ID yet. We can do that. I don't care about the description. We'll keep the, do I put the type anywhere? No. And this will be transaction.splitwise expense ID. And then this will be YNAB transaction ID. I think that's all I need here. Nice. Nice, chat. Spotify interface is broken. Yourself really struggles with international payments. What went wrong with payments? Let's see here. Why did this stop working? Is the song queue broken? Oh, Spotify. If this is a Spotify error, I'm gonna lose my mind. All right, so that's working. Is it OBS that's having problems? There we go. Recently, my clients from another country bought Visa card and they were charged twice and only got refund once. And the plan's not even active. Have they, did they open a support ticket? That's bizarre. I know that the billing team just rolled out changes to V0 billing on like Friday or Thursday. It still might be behind. Still might be behind a feature flag, but I know a big change to our billing system is getting rolled out currently. So hopefully that gets better. I know that as I build new search by for domains and rewrite like our renewal and transfer ins and stuff, that I'll be using our new billing platform. All right. So that's good there. Back up over to here, here. I don't even know if we need this. We'll keep it for now. So now the next thing we get is, let's see here. We should actually be able to test this probably here on stream for at least the expense added flow. Const underscore equals yield star database dot create sync transaction, and then this thing gets a budget sync account ID, budget account ID. Then we want, what else do you take? A YNAB transaction ID, which we have that. And we have our expense ID, which is going to be expense. That's not right. We can crib the type amount I need to convert everything to that milliunits. Oh, what do we put for the description? I don't even know if I want a description on that, because it's more of a join table than anything. Yeah, I think we're gonna remove that. Okay. All right, we should be able to theoretically sync. We never ended up using this. No, Neil, that's all good. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm totally happy. If people have problems with Vercel, I'm totally happy to hear them and see if I can help. Totally down. All right, we should probably map these. So let's come up here. We need to add some consistency here because some of these are being used for my database and some of these are for third party. So if we look at, we have to unlock. We do have to remember to unlock the notification, right? Because we have to write the janitor job. Let's take care of error handling. Let me throw a to-do here so I don't forget. And we have to do milliunits. So when we create an expense in the database, create splitwise expense, we should rename this. Yeah, we should rename this to create, let's rename this to, in fact, I can do this easier. We can do it like this. This should be entity to signal that it's in our database. And then we'll do the same thing. I think this one though, if we go look, that's the actual, yeah. So here we want a second one of these. Basically this, and this is just going to be, actually let's go here, yoink that, copy that, overtop that, paste, and paste again, and we're going to throw entity in there. And then we'll use that to go there. We know this will be a
describe the world.
I'll get to your message here in a second, Fabricio. Just give me 1 second to get this error handling before I get myself distracted. And this will become a entity error, cause is the cause, which this should be an ElectroDB error. It is. Great. Oh, we do need to think about retries. We also have to unlock transaction notification. Then the last one I have to create over here.
Functions describe the world.
This should be used, right? Yeah. You in all of your perspectives now. And the last one will be, we can just copy. Throw that there. And this will be, change to that. Do that, and this becomes synced transaction. Now we have all of our errors handled. And this is going to have a cause. This will have a splitwise expense ID, a YNAB transaction ID. In fact, that can be on there too. Schema.string. We should throw you in there. I don't even know if we need the expense ID on there. Probably don't. Cause. I haven't used lazy git a whole bunch. All right. Create cause YNAB. And this becomes synced. This becomes splitwise. There we go. Okay. Now if we look at the error of this, in fact, we can look at the error type. What's nice, for anyone that hasn't seen me write effect before, the type system is automatically tracking all the errors that can return here. Actually, let's fix some of these errors here. Oh no, we're good. So we do this and we do effect.error. We do type of, actually we want return type and then type of handle splitwise notification. If we look at the type here, and we can do a internal and 2/ and then we can do a TQ, this guy here. We can see all the errors that can happen in this function. We can get a notification already processed. We can get an electrodB error. We can get an expense not found for notification error. We can get invalid shares count. We can get a splitwise client error. We can get a parse error. Look at that. Tracked all the errors that can happen in this function. So nice. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to unlock this real quick. Actually, let me catch up on chat. Let's see here. Since React server components, how are people handling conditionally rendering something based on the user's resolution? Before, we usually use a hook that returns if the user is on a given resolution, such as use media query and then render based on this. But now with SSR, we can't use this hook because there's no window on server. I actually don't know the answer to that. You could probably, here, let's go to V0 and ask that same question. Handling conditions.
Speaks the gospel of the camel. I speak the gospel of the dunes. The sand is in my veins. Come ride a camel with me.
No, just
today.
give me an answer. That's probably how I would do it. I don't know if that's naive or not, but that's probably how I would do it, using that. I've done this before with SSR. I can ask Reese, though.
Functions describe the world.
Thank you for the sub, Nava. Super appreciate that. Thank you for the follow, Meow Mega. Appreciate all of y'all. Reese is definitely, between Reese and I, he's the React and Next.js guru. I've been doing more backend stuff the past couple years and haven't kept up as much with React 19 and Next 15. Although I'm getting ready to dive back in. But Reese is like honestly one of the most talented front end dev, or he's a full stack dev, but he is truly an expert at React and Next. Yeah, I saw Dia. I got an early preview of Dia, and I don't think it's, I think it's, I had a tweet. Let me see if I can find the tweet for you, No. Let me hop this back over here and get the other browser open. And we'll go to Twitch X. And we don't need that tweet. Hey, my engagement. Dead on arrival. They should, wait, that's why. Dead on arrival. Yeah, here's my tweet on Arc's new browser. Get out of here. They should have called it Doa instead of Dia because it's dead on arrival. Got him. Got him. All right, let's go create a unlock notification. Unlock notification. What are the lock notifications? Group ID, budget sync. Probably need that, yeah. So let's go implement that. And we can go up. What's the, it's question mark to search in reverse, right? Yeah. We'll take you. And we'll come down here. And we'll do this. And this will be unlock. And we'll say status is actually it should be like really complete. That's a better name. Because then this doesn't need to take the full object. We can come in here and we can say, I always forget if it's update. So we need a budget sync, account ID, group ID, and a created at sort key. Why do we need the created at sort key? That doesn't seem right. Is it patch? Why do we need the created at sort key for this? That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right, chat. I hope they open source Arc. Yeah, I'm still like, there's nothing that is as good as Arc still, and I'm worried about the future of Arc. Like Zen just isn't it for me for a variety of reasons. I'm excited for Ladybird too. I will switch to Ladybird when it's ready in like 2 years. I think so highly of that team. In fact, after my wedding, I will probably sponsor them. I'm very confused about why I need to pass the created at sort key here. Because it needs to identify it. It feels like this should be, like I should be able to use the, what I really want to use is the created at timestamp here. I don't like that I have to pass in this. This created at sort key should be hidden. But because I have it as part of my sort key on the primary index right here, so like what this looks like if you were to query, right? Like if we imagine we have, I don't know if I can do this in line here. Okay, I can, great. So we have this query and the PK ends up looking like it's the budget sync account ID. So it'd be like budget sync account ID, and let's just say it's user number, whoops, ID, and this would be like 01, right? And then the sort key is going to be a group, right? We're searching for a specific notification from Splitwise. It would be like group ID, and let's just say that's 1. And then it will be like created at SK, and it'll be like, this gets formatted as, if we look here, it gets formatted as like 2025. What is the month right now? It's 5, and then the day, today's also the 5th, so we'll just say the 4th. So you can basically search by year, by month, and then down to the date. And this is technically a hidden field on the model. We can at least mask all right, what's part of our, right, so I never finished my example, so it'd be like 2025/5. So what this would do right here, this query, this would say for all of the notifications for budget sync account ID 1, select all of the notifications for the Splitwise group with the ID of 1, where the created at date is in the year of 2025 and in the month of May. What up, Rond? Long time no see, buddy. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna put an ID field on here. Where this should be true. And then the group, wait, we have a notification ID? Wait, hold on just a second here. We do have an ID. Do I have a index on that? My notification ID. I wonder if I can update based on, does anyone know with Dynamo if I can update based on a global secondary? This should actually be, if I can update based on a GSI. How do I access my index? So if I go to entities dot, and I want to go to my splitwise notification, how do I get to my indexes? Aha. So I can query by expense. So you can't update based on GSIs, it looks like. All right, so we can come in here and we can say this is going to take a notification ID, which, what is a notification ID up here? Notification ID is a, this should be read-only. A lot of these fields should be read-only. It's a number, right, because it comes from Splitwise. So we'll say this is a number. We should use branded types at some point. And then we want to, we'll say this is going to be, we'll set this as a status. And this will be, it can become either completed, or it can become, in fact, we should just use omit. Let's come in here and we're going to do this the smart way. And we'll come to sync transaction. We'll grab this, go up here, paste that in there, drop down here, close that, make this full screen, get rid of that. Yoink this, this will become that, this becomes entity. And this will be that, delete to E. And this is not a, do one of these. Do that. All right, so then we get the entity there. We can go back over here. All right, so I just got tagged by G. When G tags you, then it needs your attention. What up, Sally? Okay, so we want splitwise notification entity dot entity. Nope, that's not the right one. We want splitwise notification entity dot entity, and then we'll come in here. That's going to take our status, and we're going to omit locked from the status because we can't set that to that. So this should give us completed or error. And then in here, we come and we fetch the, let's get rid of these for a second. This will be unlock. And then in here, we can get rid of this side. Okay, cool. The big Guillermo tag. Dude, I actually really love working for G. It is refreshing having a CEO that is technical and knows the product in and out. And yeah, I really, really do have a ton of respect for G. Oh, this is a promise, right? So we come in here and this takes a, wow, that is a, what a beautiful TypeScript. Thank you so much. Notification ID. Yeah, I get it. What does it need? Async here? Async. Oh, wait. Yeah, sure. Budget sync. Yeah, we'll take care of that in a second. .go. Oh, we should do where. Actually, no, we should do go. What is params? I actually have no idea what params is. Whatever, we'll do go. And this should be, what options do you give me? Now you should give me data. There should only be one. All right, so this is gonna give us some extra errors we're gonna have to define here. Where are our errors here? Let's go up here and just comment that out for a second. Uh-oh. We're just gonna right quit out. It looked like the LSP got into a wonky state there. All right, so we are missing a paren somewhere, and it's probably in that block I was just working on. Yeah. All right, so where are we missing parens? Let's, that seems fine here. Let's get rid of that. That doesn't get closed. That doesn't appear to get closed. That gets closed there. That closes that. This is piping off that, which is fine. That closes that. There we go. That's what we wanted. All right, so cases we need to handle right now are we find no results, right? So we'll say if data.length is equal to 0, we need to, I'm just going to throw for now, this will be we need to create a notification not found. What is our other error cases? It would be really bad if we found length greater than 1, that would be a very weird situation. Notification had more than 1 entry. And we're going to convert these into actual errors as values. I just want to cover my cases here so I don't get distracted. The other case is if it's not locked. So if data dot, we'll say const notification is equal to data dot at 0, and we already checked this, right? Like, we know this is going to say it's undefined, and we're just going to do invariant. Do I have that? Is it absurd? Oh no, that's not what we want. Do I not have a function in here for invariant? Oh, I don't. Where would I have that? Do we have R10 in here? Z work. I'm pretty sure I have it in here. If we go look at packages, apps, front, source, lib. Do I have it in here? Identity, get user is coach. Where did I write this function? Okay, I guess not. Do I have it on my GitHub? I swear I've written this function before. I don't want to try to regurgitate it off my top of my head here, but maybe we will. Let's get fucked up and die. Compose, identity, flip, tap, composable function, error, is tagged error. I guess I don't. Okay, sure. We'll just write it quick, I guess. Export function invariant, and this will be predicate, and predicate will be a this will be a Boolean. I'll have an optional message. If actually, fuck this. We're just gonna go back and do it the easy way. We'll just write an actual error. All right. That'll take care of that case. So now we can say if notification, what up, Colin? Status does not equal locked. Throw not locked. Invalid status. Okay, so we need to come and create errors for each of these now. So let's go up here. Probably have some errors up here. Yeah, right there's one. Oh, nope, that's a tag. Do we have errors? No. So let's just do it right here. We'll say export. Let's go copy an error from another file because I can never get the syntax right. Yeah, we'll just copy this one over here and close that, paste that in. And let's go down to where we had our errors. Where were they? Right here. This would be, in fact, we can just do it this way, right? Shift K. Isn't it Shift K? Shift S? There it is. Notification not found. And we'll do notification.id. Import that. We'll export that. And then over here, we will return in fact, we should do the validation. We should do the validation in an effect. So let's do in here, and we'll do X to X. We'll get an ElectroDB error. Yeah. So let's do effect dot and then, and we'll get our data out. In fact, we can just return data here, so we don't have to destructure here. It'll be data. Let's copy that, and then we'll return data, and we should get that. We'll just do this for now. Yeah, and this should be undefined. Oh, it's an array. And now in here, we can return an effect. So we can say, let's try to pull out, in fact, we can just copy and paste this entire block down into here, paste that in, uncomment this, delete this, and here we will just do yield star, return yield star, new notification not found. And this takes a notification ID. Return yield new notification. Oh, I can't yield in here. Is this smart enough to fail? Well, does it think the type? I might have to do a effect.fail there. Yeah. So we'll do I guess we could do a effect.function untraced, right? And this would be function star no, whatever. We'll just do effect.fail. And then we need a error. What would we call this? What would we call an error where we find more than one notification? Slowly trying to wake up and jump into work. How's the YNAB? It's going well. I'm thinking we're going to be able to test run some initial syncs here this morning. Duplicate. Yes. Perfect. Thank you. Duplicate notification error. And the last one is going to be invalid status. All right, do that. And then down here, this gets return effect.fail new invalid notification status. This will get a notification ID, and the status will be locked. And then otherwise, we will just return notification. Now we should see that we get our notification. Effect.never. Where do we end up in the case with never? That union together these very weird. Oh, we need to effect.succeed. That should fix that error. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we either get a notification back out, or we get an ElectroDB error, a notification not found, duplicate notification error, invalid notification status error. In fact, we can go rename this. And we can just drop the error on that one. It's fine. Multiple notification, duplicate. No, I think duplicate makes sense. Hi, Snowden. Is that a play on my past there? Should we get our notification? All right, so then in here, we're going to do const underscore equals yield star, and we'll do db dot, or we'll do client. Oh, I guess I have to do another one of these. db.use, and we'll get our client, and we'll drop into here, and we'll say client dot entities dot splitwise notification dot patch. And here we'll do budget sync account ID, which that will be on there. Notification dot budget sync account ID. Then we get our group ID, right? Notification dot group ID. And then we have to do this created at SK, which format date, sort K, and we can do notification dot created at. Why would that be undefined? That should not be undefinable. Read only default. I really need to go in here and make like a PR. Required false. Because we know it will always be defined. That's not what we wanted. Also not what we wanted. What is happening? Status, and that will be status.go. Wait, how's that coming in as non-nullable? What is going on here? How did we get this type so out of sync? Required true. Locked, completed, or error. How can it possibly be undefined? Is omit working? Can omit remove an item from a union? Oh. Oh, that's not what I expected.
Functions describe the world.
Is it possible to... we want to use exclude, not omit. exclude. There we go. That's what we want. Not omit.
Functions describe the world.
What'd you miss? Not much. Just cranking along. Thank you for the follows, y'all. Thank you, Flo and He-Man. Ugh. There we go. That fixes that. So now we get, we want this to return a data. Really, we just wanted to return here. We don't even need the async. We can delete that because it's already marked as async. This should be partial. Let's not do a partial here. Let's go ahead and say data. Is it response? I think it's all new. Yeah. That will return the entity response item. Yeah, so if we look at data here, we should see that it's going to have all our fields. Yeah. Updated at should... Which that means we should now see, this should, yeah, there we go. That fixed the type. Great. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I still want to go fix, at some point I want to go submit a PR to change some types for ElectroDB. Yeah, these are XM5s. I have a pair of XM4s. Justine has the XM5s, and I mean, they're both great. We both had them for like 2 years. I don't know, the quality's great, the charge is great. I think they do a pretty good job at noise canceling. I think the price is pretty good. So yeah, I think I'd recommend them. All right, then let's return data. Okay, so we unlock the notification. Actually, we should probably require a budget sync account ID too. That way there's a level of validation here. Yeah, we should do that. That way we can't ever get into a state where like somebody unlocks somebody else's unlocked lock notification options. This will take a, do we really need a group ID? I guess we probably should, right? Because that's like it's, and then we'll set a, we'll set a status here, and this will be our exclude. We can actually just go copy that, right? Exclude, yoink, back up here, paste that there. That way we get a degree of validation. We'll say this is going to be options, paste that in, delete that now. And we should be able to add where. And we should be able to say, this is going to do a scan after we collect. Wait, what? How does where work? Do I get like some stupid function here? X dot, yeah. All right, so we want to destructure this, and we'll get the group ID, and we'll get the budget sync account ID here. And then from here, I think we get functions, yeah, equal, and then we do a string operation where it's like, hold on, I gotta look at the docs for this. I never remember this syntax. Filter expressions. Equal. So we want to do this EQ, and we'll do budget sync account ID, and this will be options dot budget sync account ID, and then this will be and we'll do the same thing, EQ group ID, options dot group ID. Why can't I go over? There we go. Status will be options dot status. There we go. Yeah, I did steal. I tried to charge mine. My headphones died on my flight yesterday. I tried to charge them overnight, but they didn't. I tried to charge them on like my the dock that my laptop sits on here, but it didn't work, unfortunately. All right, so we have unlock. All right, this is looking pretty good. Actually, I wonder if I should just do this instead of in the pipe here. I think I can do this cleaner. Well, what the fuck just happened there? That was weird. Everyone saw that? That was definitely weird. Chat, I'm gonna run ads quick and let the dogs out and start my next cup of coffee. So, actually, let me refactor this quick, and then we got ads in 2 minutes. All right, let me see if I can refactor this. Rather than doing this here, we're going to yoink that, and we're going to do effect dot. Actually, no, we're going to do here. We're going to do option dot from nullable. We're going to get that, and then let's split this so we can see the logic that we want. This is going to give us a maybe notification. I guess maybe notifications. And then we'll come in here and we'll say if option dot is none, maybe notifications. We can say this guy right here, yoink, return yield star that. Then we can get notifications is well, then we can say this bit, paste that, uncomment that, and changing this will be maybe notifications dot value dot length. Actually, we can go back and we can do dot at 0. Yeah. And then this isn't notifications. This is just notification. And then we have the notification, right? So we can say const notification equals maybe notification dot value. There's our notification. And then when the last one, or actually we still do need to, shit. We want to cover that other case. Right. We should cover this one now. Hello, Winnie. Good morning.
Dylan, I don't want to work today.
What?
I don't want to work today.
You don't want to work today?
No, I don't.
Then don't work today.
Oh, it's not that easy.
This will be actually that one. Why did the music stop? We have that one. Greater than 1. And then we can say
I'm coming to hang out.
okay.
Do some body doubling out there.
Notification equals maybe notifications.
Can I have the blanket that I got? No? Is your blanket new?
Or maybe notifications dot value dot length equals 0.
Can I please? Can I please have this blanket?
Yeah. And then this will be dot at 0. In fact, we can just move this up here and preemptively handle the case in here as well. Notification equals undefined, which we could actually, no, we can't. I guess we could map, right? This is like basically a case that isn't gonna happen, but fuck it. All right, now we can get rid of this big block. And we don't need that. Now that's all in line. We don't have a pipeline. And Baxter, dude. All right. And now we can just grab off of this dot pipe and we'll do effect dot withspan. And this will be budget sync electrodb dot unlock notification. And the parameters we need are going to be, we still want budget sync account ID. But this is going to be options. And then we need Splitwise group ID. And we'll want group.id options.group ID. And we will do splitwise dot notification dot status. And this will be status. There we go, fix that. All right, so now we can unlock our notification. And let's jump up and add that to our actual interface, which will be right here. Create and lock notification. Really, this should return a splitwise notification entity. We'll have to fix that in a second. This is going to take a notification ID. This will be a number. This will be unlock. And this will return the same thing. And we can jump down here. Let's fix that. Oh, it's shit. This is an arrow function. So let's grab that. Move that in there. We gotta get rid of that comma. And this will be const data is that. All new Now we should have, why are we not getting that there? Splitwise create, go. Oh, we have to await that. Which means we have to mark it as async. We get the data. Yeah, there we go. Now we can return that. Return data. That should get, we should be able to say satisfies splitwise notification dot entity. Is that true? Yeah, okay. That's good there. Void is not assignable to type entity. What? We returned. Sure. Create and lock notification. Unlock notification, which will be property cause is optional in type notification found, but required in type electrodb error. What? All right, let's go look at our errors up here. Notification not found. Oh. Yeah, right. I see. We don't have the correct, we don't have the correct error on this guy. So let's say we get type underscore equals effect.error, and then it'll be return type of unlock notification. That will give us the error type we actually want, which is right there. Yoink all that. Up here to our definition. These are actually all the errors that can occur there. And delete that. And now we have no errors, and we can jump back over to here, down in our actual sync. I don't think we need this. We can just delete Y. And now we want to unlock the notification after all of this. We can say yield star db dot splitwise dot unlock notification, and we need to go up, and when we created our notification earlier, I don't think we need this either. Where do we create the notification? Create expense. Create and lock notification. Yep. We will get our const locked notification. We'll get that back, right? We should get that. Yeah. Splitwise notification entity. Great. We'll yoink you. Come down here. And then this gets a lock notification .id, notification ID. And this takes a budget sync. We're going to say this will be completed. And then we'll say the group ID is going to be budget sync account, which we got out of our context. Get the group ID, Splitwise group ID. And we'll get the budget sync account ID, same way, .id. Boom. Look at that, chat. Beautiful. What's up, Ryan Winchester? To do, we took care of that. Busy AF, heard that. All right. We get our notifications, return notifications. But here, we actually want to do /to do handle each plus error retry handling. All right, chat. I'm going to go get another beverage and run to the bathroom. I will be back here in like 3-4 minutes. Launched and have users, but also need to build a bunch of features for the second type of user. Oh, sounds like good problems to have, though. Okay, chat. My headphone died, so we are going to have to either have no music, finish stream, or try to play some Duty Royal Free music and see if I can talk over it, or if you guys can even hear this, which you should be able to.
Do you have my headphones?
Let me just find. Let's do like some Oblivion, but it's lo-fi beats. I was using your headphones.
Oh.
They're dead. Mine are dead. Yours are dead.
That's a rough day.
How loud is that for everybody? Can you guys hear that? It's kind of loud for me to talk over.
What do you mean you scream?
Just killing headphones left and right. Facts. In fact, I can just do this. All right. So now we want to deal with, let's go ahead and let's do retries first. Do I have a retry module in here anywhere? I think I have retries in here. Exponential back off options, default make retry. Yeah, we do. Should just bump that out into its own thing. Yeah, let's take all of this and we're gonna put it in its own module. So grab that, down to there, save, and we'll do retry.ts. Throw that in there, grab you, import that. Yes. Yes. Alright, got all that, and then we can probably delete some stuff out of here. Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't need this anymore. I got rid of this. Don't do this anymore. Get rid of that. Nice. That lets us delete a lot. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Is this used? Go to reference. We don't use that, so we can delete that. I don't even think I used this. I don't even know why we have this. Wrap service. Do we use this? I do use that. That's okay, we can get rid of, we can keep that for now. I don't think I use this. Yeah, don't use that. I don't know why I have some of this stuff in here. Alright. That looks good. Let's jump back over to budget sync, down to sync, and we will go to our most recent. We should add some telemetry here. Can you copy a word when you leader SG? I mean paste. I don't know what you mean by that. Leader SG. Yeah, I can paste in here. That's probably what you meant. Ooh, that's a good action. I think I have a keybind for search grep for the word under the cursor, but I don't, maybe I don't. I should add that though at some point. Let's see here. pipe one to here. This will be effect.withspan. And this is going to be budget sync dot get most recent completed splitwise notification date. That is a mouthful. Leader GR. That's... I don't know what that just did. I think that just goes to references, doesn't it? Alright, so how can this thing fail? This can fail with ElectroDB error, budget sync. We'll do a retry here, effect.retry, and then we'll say retry dot exponential backoff policy. We're going to basically do that for most of our errors. We could get smart here. There is only a handful of ElectroDB errors that we can retry on. Whatever. So as we go through this function, I don't want to retry completely on the whole thing, but I do want to retry on the individual pieces. So maybe the better thing to do is in our DB is we add our retries in here, right? So get notification by ID, get notification by ID. Go here and we'll put the retry. We can just paste, right? We have that on there. Then we just import our retry module. Boom. And we'll just add that to all of these. There are certainly ones in here that we don't want to retry on, but we can get smart about that. And then we go down, we got the retry on that one, lock notification, and throw our retry there. And then we can pipe on you. Throw a retry there. And then we'll also do a retry here. And then we don't need a retry on the total one, right? What does retry do? If the effect, so if this effect right here fails, it will retry the effect, it will retry, it will basically rerun the function based on this criteria, this back off or this retry policy. And the retry policy is exponential back off. So it will try 5 times. Or actually, the exponential back off retry is there's a delay of 100 milliseconds. The growth factor will increase by 2. It is jittered and it will retry at most 3 times. We can do like, explain how this exponential retry will work. Here we go. So, the reason you want exponential backoffs on your retries is so like you just don't hammer a service over and over and over again. So like if it fails, you give it some time, like because maybe like the service is busy processing other requests and it just needs a second to recover. That's kind of part of this problem called the thundering herd problem. So what happens here is if that function fails, on the first try, it will wait 100 milliseconds before it tries again. And then the next time it's going to try, if it fails a second time, it's going to wait 200 milliseconds so it retries again. And if it fails a second time, it's going to wait 400 milliseconds. And then jitter basically will add some extra random delay to it. And it will try up to 3 times. So it exponentially, the time it waits to try for each attempt increases exponentially with some jitter. So this is basically to catch if like the database is down or a service is too busy processing other things. So that's what that does. In fact, we should throw PogChamp. So that looks good there. Let's grab our retry again, yank it there, create splitwise expense. Yeah, we can come here, do the same thing. This quick AI chat is insane. Isn't this bad if the client's waiting for response? I mean, yeah, it can create, I mean, there's trade-offs, right? Like, you would generally want to probably treat this as an async job, right? What the code I'm writing right now isn't happening in like a network request cycle. Like this is running in a cron job. So like I don't have any caller waiting for me.
Functions describe the world.
Thank you for the follow, QL. Appreciate you. You can retry there. You can come in here and add retries. All right, I think I got retries on everything in here. I want to go add retries to our other clients. In fact, the nice thing here is that I can put this in one spot and it will cover all of it for me. Yeah, that's also true, MCAP. That's probably not the norm though, because that's a lot of complexity to manage, but that is certainly an option. All right. And we can do the same thing in here. Throw our retry. I actually don't think I want a blanket retry in here. We only want to retry I only want to retry at this point. Well, is that okay, actually? Because the decoding, I don't want to retry if our our schema, which is basically like a Zod parser, if that fails, I don't want to retry because that would be pointless, right? Like no matter how many times you try to decode or parse the same data, like it's going to fail over and over, so that's not worth retrying one. But since this yeah, actually, I think it is okay. Why did my light turn off here? I think we can't put that there, actually. It'll be okay. How many JS libraries did you have to learn? I mean...
74.
exactly 74 JS libraries.
I don't know if that's even a good number or not.
I don't really think about it that way, Snooze. Like, I learned to problem solve and program and learn JavaScript deeply, and then once you know JavaScript, you can really learn any library. My best advice would be read the code of the libraries you use. It's the best way to learn. All right, so we've got retries set up. So now we can jump back to here. So once we get here, we want to do, basically for every one of these, we want to fork. Which we can do just effect.concurrency. No, that's not what we want. Annotate spans, budget sync, account ID, sync. For each of the notifications, we're going to concurrency unbounded. We could do it that way. Do we want to wait? Yeah, we can do that. Let's come here and we'll say yield star effect.partition. I think this takes an iterable. Current finalizer elements iterable. So we can pass in the notifications here, and then it would be handle splitwise notification. I don't know what the deal is there. Effect must be, yeah, I get it. Const x equals that. And that gives us, yeah, partitioned array of successes and failures. And this should be able to have a concurrency unbounded. So we handle each one in parallel. And this should be successes and failures, right? We should see here, oh, we need to yield that. And I'm just gonna get rid of this annotation and let it get inferred for a minute. And now we should see that we have, oh, just errors go here? Maybe we don't even need to partition. Every or all. I think all bales though. Yeah, we don't want a short circuit. Okay, so we can do, let's set that to that, and then there's a mode, apparently. Option. In fact, we can just do either. Yeah, okay. So we get eithers. Actually, I would rather use option rather than either. Validate default either. What? Didn't that say I could use options? Similarly, the mode validate options use options success or failure. Each effect returns none. Succeed, duple. Mode either. Whatever, we'll use either. That's fine. So that will effectively launch all of this. Will process all of our notifications concurrently. And then we'll just return void, I guess. Okay, we can just return this for now. And this is going to end up returning a type underscore is the effect dot success return type of sync, and we can just copy that. That's a big old frickin'. We'll grab this. These are all the errors that can happen in our effect during syncing. And we'll say this is going to be the sync error. will be it's going to be a either dot either of is A the success, undefined, or sync error. Yeah, that's right. All right, chat. It is 10 o'clock. I gotta wrap up here. I am curious why this isn't working though. No such element exception. We'll fix this tomorrow. To do start here on Tuesday and fix type error around either errors. Let's do a commit and finish initial sync new expense flow MVP. Do that little push action, and let's go find somebody to raid. Raid channel. Who is streaming today? Togglebit Prime. Props. We will raid Prime. All right, chat. We'll be back tomorrow morning at around 7 a.m., 7:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate all y'all.